You and Kevin Gates, like, how did you guys meet? You know, let me know everything from beginning to end.
Long story. Okay. Long story. Okay. We met a while ago. So, like, I live in Denver, Colorado. And then, I want to say, 2014, he had a show here. And then that's how we linked up and started talking. And so it just been on from there. So since 2014 to now. Doing his bids in jail, just being there for him. Drika's been there, but on his last bid, Drika wasn't really there. So it's just been, it's been from 2014 or 2013 when he had a show here in Denver, Colorado.
Okay, so you met him in 2014 and you've still been dealing with him up until recently?
Oh, now, still.
Till
right
now,
now.
still.
Yeah.
Okay. You said that Drika wasn't there, during the ending.
Right.
Do you know why that was?
His last bid. Okay, so from what he told me, he thought she was messing around. And then he thought that Isla wasn't his. So that's what he told me, that he thought Isla wasn't his. And that he thought Drika was messing around because Drika brought a lawyer, but it was like a lawyer she used to deal with or something. And so, like, when Kevin was like, when he transferred to Chicago, he didn't have any representation for like the first 3 court hearings because she didn't get him any representation.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, did you get this? Did you see what I tagged you in? The stuff under my page that I tagged you in? Were you able to see that and read that? Okay. Because I tagged you in some stuff that I posted because, like when we get into our phones, we get into our phones. But there's some shit on my page that I had tagged you in so you can see it.
Oh,
you know
okay.
What I'm saying? Like the shit that I,
Yeah.
So
well, I wanted this exclusively for the dark room anyway, so I probably, even if I did have seen it, I probably want you to repeat it. But basically, I kind of want to know, like, did you guys go on trips? Like, when you guys did meet up, where did you guys meet up? Like, what?
I basically stayed in Chicago with him.
Wow.
Until towards the end of his stay. And towards the end of his stay, when Drika started coming up there, and I want to say Drika started coming up there maybe, he left in May from Chicago. So I want to say he started coming up there in April when he started doing the video shoots and stuff. But from January 10th, I was there when he was released. I was there at his auntie's house. I was the one he was released to. I've been the one in Chicago with him. I was the one in Chicago with him. And during his whole bid, when he needed money, anything like that, I sent it.
So Drika knows about you, clearly.
You'd be surprised. No, Drika doesn't know about me. Drika knows about Nick, the one I told you about, because her and Nick is from the past. So Nick is the one that they have threesomes with. So that's why Drika follows Nick. And you'll see Nick follows Drika. And then the only one that Kevin is following now is Nick. The only outside bitch.
Can you say the name
again? But they have threesomes and stuff. So Nick. they're all cool. Drika don't know about me yet. That's why, like, the recent songs that's come out, he had to take out the word Mila and he just had to take out my name. Because Drika doesn't know about me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so it was like some new songs made, and then he had to revise the lyrics from Mila to, like, she. Like, if you listen to the song Pretend, I could sing you the original copy that he sent me.
Yeah, do that, please.
The original copy that he sent me is Mila, and he changed it to she.
Okay, yeah, send that to me.
And I tagged you in that, too, because that's on my page as well. I had tagged you in that.
Okay. So when you say that he was released to you, what do you, like, how did that happen?
So on January 10th, the morning of January 10th at like 4:30 in the morning. So Booby and Jay drove up to the jail to get him. Okay. Now Drika was there in the Sprinter. So Drika was there in the Sprinter with Greg. Greg is like kind of like the right-hand man. He takes pictures and stuff. It's Spencer too. Spencer takes the pictures.
Right.
And Greg is like the right-hand man that does the paperwork and stuff. like
Okay.
that. And he handles he's kind of like the PR. Greg is.
Okay.
But, okay, so he was released on January 10th. And so he was released. He ran into the Sprinter, which he was with Drika was in the Sprinter. But then as soon as they stopped at the next gas station, he jumped in the car with Jay and Booby. Jay and Booby came straight to me. So he wasn't even Drika for like more than 30 minutes.
So what do you think that
they were like beefing when he got out. Like he didn't want to be around her. He didn't want to talk to her. Nothing. Like she didn't have the lawyers. Nothing. Like the bitch was so filed. Like during his like last bit.
You know Are they married?
So like when he got out. Okay, so this is the tea.
Okay.
They're not legally married, which is why he could not go home when he was released.
That's why I was asking.
Usually when you get out of jail, you're able to go home to your wife and kids.
Exactly.
Well, they had like a Islam kind of whatever, to where like I was there, they were like, no, I'm sorry, that's not your real wife, and no, you cannot go home until your 90 days is up. So that's why he could not go home to LA. Because they are not legally or in the system looked upon as being legally married.
Right. Wow.
And so that's why he could not go home to LA from Chicago. Because they were like, that's not your wife. Sorry. That's your kids, but that's not your wife.
Right.
That's not your, So, yeah.
Wow. Okay, so what happened recently with all the abuse that you had mentioned?
So we get into a fight, I don't bite my tongue. I'm very well-spoken. I'm very open. And he doesn't like that. So women submit to him. Drika submits to him. Bitches like the ones that I sent you submit to him.
Right.
And he doesn't have this problem with people talking back to him, should I say. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody that he has around him is like a yes man.
Of course.
And so I had just posted that too, and I tagged you in that way. But I was like, here's the sub. I was like, this post is the sub, because I literally explained everybody around him. But I'm like, he literally has everybody around him is a yes man. And when I tell him about himself, he has problems. And so one night, this is what brought me to Yuffie. Like, this shit irritated the shit out of me because I just found it out. So our last fight, which was over the summer, like we fought. It was a big fight, bruises, everything. I have pictures.
Can you send those to me?
But he said, I will. Yes, I could send those to you. But all right, so me and him fought. We got into a fight because of some shit that I said, some shit that he said. But then I found out me and Brandy have a mutual friend in Atlanta.
Okay.
And Brandy be talking, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was revealing all this information. So my nigga, like, the dude that we talked to called me, like, nah, Kevin told her that he set that shit up, which I already knew was a setup when I got to the hotel in California. Because we were already beefing, but he was being too nice. And so, like, when I got into the room, like, everything was cordial. Like, everything was cool. Like, people were sitting in the living room, in the living area. The driver dropped me off. And I went to the bedroom with Kevin. And then we're, like, talking. So everything's, like, cool. But as soon as I lay the fuck down on the side of him, like, he literally lifts up and starts, like, pounding on my fucking face. Like, we fought. I got choked up. It was the worst fight ever. And I lost hearing in my left ear.
What?
Yeah.
And this happened
it was a bad fucking fight. Like, we got into it, and literally, just laid down on the side of him feet because I laid down on, lay down on the side of him, thinking about the cuddle up, talk, whatever. Like, we start talking, and I could just see it in his eyes, but he just raised up and started fucking drilling on me. And then I'm, like, running towards the door. His security's not opening it. I'm, like, I'm running towards the bathroom in the room. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to lock it. Kevin opens it. He chokes me up on the sink in the bathroom. Like, craziness.
Wow, that's disgusting.
And then, yeah, I lost some of my hearing in my left ear.
Wow.
And so we're at that moment now to where it's like, okay, we fought over the summer, cool, whatever. And then it's like we're trying to build it back up, but I'm like, I don't even want to build it back up because, like, you're a habitual liar. Like, you're a pathological liar.